Hello, Fallen Dragonite here again. Don't mind any sounds you hear outside. They're currently plowing me out. Yeah, it's April and it snowed last night, so I'm snowed in, and I am going to just take my time being stuck at home to do another review. And this is one I've wanted to review, but just haven't been able to get to. And it is for Siege slash Earthrise Astrotrain. And, as a bonus, Earthrise Soundbarrier. Why am I reviewing a separate figure to go with this? Well, first off, as a Battle Master, there really isn't much to say about him. And second, I need him to demonstrate something on Astrotrain. So, let's just get Soundbarrier out of the way before we get to the main event. As you can see, it's a nice little Autobot with a giant backpack. Yeah, this is part of his transformation. He has ball-jointed shoulders and ball-jointed hips, and that's about it. However, not sure how well it shows up on camera, but you can see that there are stress marks on the stem of the ball joint. That is actually a problem with this figure because I've actually seen pictures of his hip joints breaking off completely. And I don't understand why, because the main body does not seem to be clear plastic. This part, of course, is, and I am a little concerned about it. But I don't understand why the hips are getting so much stress marks. I think it's probably due to the fact that this joint right here is so close to the hip joints that it might be putting stress on it. And as for that joint, transformation is just fold it out, peg his legs in, put them into the ports in there, peg in his arms, fold out this thing, and yeah, that's it. Just a shield. And of course he also works as a ramp for some of the base formers in the Earthrise series. Which of course you just have to fold the peg back in for that. We'll just do that now because we're going to need him for Astrotrain later. But yeah, that's it. Nice looking figure, not a whole lot to him. And of course, his little effects piece, which is just a blast effect. Make it look like he's being hit. Being a shield, that's actually kind of appropriate for an effects piece to make it look like it's being hit. We'll put him off to the side for now because we'll be pulling him out later for the review of this guy, Astrotrain. I started him off in train mode, and he is a very nice looking train mode. Nice sculpted details. You got the Decepticon symbol over there. Blacks, dark purples, grays. Very nice. Kind of looks weird with wheels on top and bottom here, but that's more for one of the modes this caboose can turn into. And yeah, caboose does transform, and of course there is that little bag on the back. So, oh, hang on. Kind of hard to do this on camera, so please bear with me. Yeah, right there you can give a blast effect, so it looks like there's a rocket on the rear of his caboose there. Of course, the caboose comes off. This is actually a full accessory pack. And we can see now he has 3 thrusters on the back. So yeah, nice looking train mode, and of course, rolls nicely. Now then, there is something else we can do with the caboose. It opens up, and as you can see, we have all of his weapons nicely stored in there. You just have to open up the rest of the way to pull them all out. We got this chain gun looking thing. Got a pretty big blaster here. We got missile rack and 2 smaller guns on each side. We'll put this off to the side for now. And yes, oh, wait. No. I forgot. We still need the trailer for this. So I gotta fold it back up. Just pegs in together like so. Yeah, I forgot. The weapons do can be put on the train mode, but you do need the trailer to do it because there's only like 2 viable ports on top of the train mode right here, which doesn't give a lot of clearance, and back here, like so. And of course, this is how the instructions tell you to do it, is to put the chain gun there, the bigger gun there because it has more clearance for that little peg on the side of the rockets. And then of course each of the guns peg on to the sides where they originally plugged into on the inside of the train. Like so. And there he is with all the train mode with all the weapons. Not terrible. Kind of looks a little weird having a bunch of guns off the back of the train, but not bad. So now we can take this off. Come on. Come on. There we go. So let's get him into shuttle mode, and this is actually going to demonstrate one of the problems I have with Astrotrain. First things first, we're going to peg those off. Flip these around because we need the clearance in order to fold out the rest of this section here. Yes, this is the wings, and we fold, like, before we fold them up, we gotta make sure these are in their proper position. We have to unpeg this whole section because, come on, oh wait, push that in first before we do that. Unfold this to flip this out, and the reason, now you're probably wondering why I don't just flip it up with it still pegged in, because you also have to fold the smokestack in train mode when we make the shuttle mode. So now we gotta just peg that back in, and while we have this separated, we gotta fold these up, fold this back, and now we gotta fold these back like so. A little tricky. There's also a tab here when it's in train mode. You gotta make sure you get enough clearance for that. So fold that in. As you can see, these clip into place down here. And this is the tricky part. You see we have the tail fin. There is actually a notch right there in the tail fin. It's supposed to go in here. The only way to do it is that you have to unpeg this, fold it in place, make sure that the notch is in the correct position, make sure these are folded in, and then you have to try to fold this section back. Ugh. It's really tough because there's very little clearance for the tabs to go into the slots into this rear section. So it feels like you have to force it a little just to get it in the proper clearance, just get it in there like you're supposed to. Anyway, there is Astrotrain in his shuttle mode, and this section right here is often seen as a complaint for a lot of people. A lot of people I've seen review this say that they don't like how gappy and incomplete the rear of the shuttle looks. It does feel like they could have used parts from the trailer, the caboose, in order to fill this out a bit. But it does have wheels. Not a bad looking shuttle mode, but people do say this is the weakest of the 3 modes that Astrotrain has. So, without further ado, come on, there we go. We can put the weapons on Astrotrain, and the way they tell you to do it, it's kind of weird, but oh wait, that's supposed to go like this. You're supposed to put the rockets on the side like so. You're supposed to put these like so and like so. Come on, get in there. And the two big guns go on top. Wait. Big gun, then chain gun. And that is how you put the weapons on in shuttle mode. And I don't really like these being up here. It just looks off. I want them to be further back. But there is a solution for that. What we're going to do instead, because I have to take these all off, is that we're going to put the chain gun on this port right here, and then put this here. I'm going to put this up like that. I'm going to put the other gun right there. Put that back there. And then we're going to put the rockets, missile rack, on top. Oh, wait, come on, where's the hole? There it is. Right there, like so. And that looks a little better to me. Fills in the gap a little. And having the guns in the rear just looks a little better than having them most of them on the front. That's how I'm probably going to display it. But to each their own. Now what does this do in shuttle mode? Well, we can try to put it back there, but it just kind of looks weird. Yeah, having a caboose on a shuttle just doesn't look right, does it? So we're going to unfold it like so. Now then, there are wheels on this section right here. Now you can see why there's wheels down there. We just plop Astrotrain down on here like so, and that's it. Kind of the weakest transformation for this, but I feel like this right here could plug into another bot and it could just be moved around like a trailer to hold Astrotrain. But the mode I prefer for this is holding these out like so, taking the rocket, we got to rotate this around, plug it in like so, and we have a little rocket base mode, which is my preferred version of this transformation. And now we bring Soundbarrier into this, as you can just clip onto the side easily like so. Now then, there is probably a question a lot of people had with this, and I'm going to take a piece from another figure to demonstrate this, is that the clip system for Siege and Earthrise is different from what we've had with Titan's Return and Combiner Wars. You can see there is the open with two pegs, and there is a C-clip on this side. It's all the same. And here is what the Titan's Return clip looks like, and it is not the same at all. It's not compatible with Titan's Return clips. And I actually prefer the clip system to from this series than I did for Titan's Return, because these are really snug. They are really hard to get on and get off without feeling like I could probably break them. These come off very easily, go on very easily, and I don't feel like I'm going to break them over time. Anyway, with that out of the way, and I'm going to just put the piece back into place for later, we can transform Astrotrain into his vehicle mode, and we're just going to leave that off to the side. Going to have to pull off the weapons, because you can't transform him with his weapons on. It's just a fact. So, with his weapons removed, we can start transforming him into robot mode. So, unpeg that, fold this section back to where it was in train mode, You can already see his robot mode head there. We take this section here. There is clips there. We have to fold it in a specific way to make sure that the clips engage. There's also a tab. You slide this down. We're not going to slide down all the way because we still need the clearance. Fold down this section, split it, clip them in place. We take these sections here and just angle them inward. There is an actual post here and a post here, and so in robot mode it just goes out at an angle instead of flat. We take this section here, come on, pop it out. There's a peg here and a hole in there. You have to angle it in order to peg in his ankles, like so. Next we take these sections here and untab them. Come on. Which unlocks his waist. Next we take his arms, unfold them, rotate them around, flip out the fist, which is a little tricky. And there's a clip. Just clip in that like so. It's a little tricky to get in there, but it will go in. So we just do the same to the other side. And now for the wings. Slot, tab. And there we have Astrotrain in his robot mode. And I do like it. He does have the paint scuffing that you see on Siege, but of course this was also re-released for Earthrise. In fact, when I got this, this had the Earthrise packaging, but it's basically the same no matter which version you get. Now for articulation, his wings can flex in and out. His arms have a universal shoulder, double jointed elbow. You can also put his hand in a angled position. Head is sort of a ball joint, but you can really only get up, left and right. Up and down is very limited, really. Hips are universal. Thigh swivel. 90-degree bend at the knee. As I said, we already showed off the waist swivel there. And the ankles just tilt in and out. That's it. Because once that peg's in there, the ankle's locked in place, so we can't move it forward and back. And of course, much like Siege figures, he has ports on his arms, his legs, his back, so you can plug in pretty much any figure, any accessory pack you want. Now then, for comparison, this is a leader class figure, so we are going to pull out a leader class figure to compare with. And as you can probably guess, I brought out Overlord. Yeah, he is not leader class size at all. In fact, let's pull out Siege Megatron. And as you can see, Siege Megatron is about the same height as Astrotrain here. So he's about Voyager sized. But the reason why he is the leader class price point is because of the accessories he comes with. And of course, the first are all these little guns. Well, not little, but you get what I mean. You can, of course, combine them into a larger gun. So, yeah, this is how the instructions tell you to do it. So you just plug all this stuff together like so. And you get his big gun. Well, bigger gun. I do like it, but the other ways they're supposed to integrate also is how you're supposed to integrate it with the caboose. So we'll put these off to the side and we'll take this section here. We'll pull these out. Not supposed to untab when you pull them out, but yeah, you just tab together down there. We push the wheels back in and we put his feet into his new larger boots, like so. As for the rest of this, well, flip this around like so. It does fit snugly into place. We just retab these in, fold this up, and make sure I got this lined up properly. Yeah, it just clips on as a backpack for him. Now then, for the rest of the weapons, I'm going to put the chain gun on his left, the big cannon on his right, the missile launcher, as it per the instructions, goes on his right wrist, like so, and these two guns are supposed to, as per the instructions, peg in. Oh! Trying to do this when I'm only holding the figure with one hand is kind of tricky, just so you know. But yeah, the guns are supposed to plug into his shoulders, like so, and there is his ultimate mode, which means he just has guns on his shoulders and a backpack, which actually, you can hold one of these little guys back here. You can also just put all the weapons back in here when you're done, when you're not have them in here. I mean, when you don't have them on, you can just plug them back into where they were in the backpack. So yeah, you can store the weapons if you don't want him to have his original weapons and want to use more of the Siege and Earthrise weapons instead. And of course, oh, sorry, I knocked over the thing there. We can put Soundbarrier as a shield for him with the little effect piece there, which I think I do like the look of. Sure, it looks kind of goofy to some people, but hey, you don't argue with a guy with a bunch of guns on him. Anyway, that is my review of Siege / Earthrise Astrotrain and Earthrise Soundbarrier. Soundbarrier doesn't really have a whole lot, but he's a $6 figure, and having an extra ramp to connect the different base modes to is kind of interesting, even though it does not work with the old Titan's Return stuff. Astrotrain is actually a pretty nice figure. Yes, he is only about Voyager size, but with all the accessories you get from with him, that kind of makes up the price point. Anyway, I hope to see you guys again next video. Bye!